My parents are always ready to help anyone, anywhere, anytime, and they're very non-judgmental, and they're very accepting. And when they help someone, they do it all. They have someone over, they'll give them breakfast, they'll give them a ride, they'll do whatever they can to help that person feel comfortable and whatever they need.
When a lot of people in the neighborhood hosted people that were coming from the hurricane in Florida this past year, of course my parents happily hosted, I think, 3 families, which actually wasn't so unusual for them. But what was unusual was that after 5-6 days, most of the families returned to Florida, and one of the families staying with them actually asked if they could stay a second Shabbos because they were having such a good time.
Right, it's something that they just love doing. Like, they're so genuine about it. And like, my mother would always tell me stories from like when she was younger, like it was a given that they would be having guests, and it was like, you know, who was my grandfather going to bring home from Shul this Shabbos? And the whole family got excited to meet the new people, and it's just something that they did. It's part of them.
He's one of the friendliest people in the community. He's one of the first people to greet someone he does not know. If they come to the Shul, or if he meets them at Kroger's or any of the stores, he sees someone with a yarmulke, it could be the airport, and he would invite them and ask them if they need any help with anything.
Mark will come over to me at Kiddush. I mean, literally, it's almost a habit. He'll come over to me at Kiddush and say, "Did you meet the guy who's here from New Jersey? Did you meet the lawyer who's trying to move to Atlanta?" You know, and he's like, somehow he notices these people and he reaches out to them and makes them feel comfortable. Their Shabbos table is legendary. And Mark is like a little kid. He has such pleasure from all the people that gather at his Shabbos table.
And there was definitely funny anecdotes over the years. I remember once my mother had invited a new family for the second day of Yontif. But on the first day of Yontif, when we were getting ready for a small lunch, we noticed a very large family coming down the driveway. And my mother immediately realized that when she said second day of Yom Tov, they probably didn't know exactly how the Jewish calendar worked, and that the second day is not really the day after the holiday starts. So within seconds, she had us setting extra places at the table, cutting extra vegetables, opening up the pantry. By the time they made it down the driveway, table was set, there was extra food, everyone had a great time, and I think the most important thing that we all learned by watching my parents was that they completely kept the dignity of the visiting family intact.
She's a go-getter. You can't stop her. When she wants something done, she does it. If it's flowers at a holiday, she does it. All of a sudden, I see my dining room table. Where is it? It's full of flowers. When people walk down the driveway to our house, I say, "Let me tell you before you come in, there's a requirement," and they stiffen up. You can see them stiffen up. What is it, $1 million a night? No, it's free. And I say, before you leave, you have to sign the guest book with your name, your email, your telephone number. So if you leave anything, we know who to get a hold of. And what's happening now is people are writing a lot.
We always had people, but the guest book was not the people who were invited for meals. It was only the people who slept over, and it was literally thousands of people, which is just a very small fraction of the guests that they've had coming through their house.
We don't feel different than most people. So many people in the shul are just as hospitable as us, and we are really representing them tonight.
If this award could be given to anybody, like, they're just the perfect people to give it to, because they really that's what they are. Like, their house is open to anyone and everyone, no matter who they are, no matter what they come from. And my grandparents just want to have them over, and it's not just for a meal. Like, they really want to get to know them, play some Jewish geography, you know, and become their friends.
We had famous actors and writers and prize-winning lecturers, and we also had people frequently that were going through really tough times, whether physically, financially, emotionally. We saw a lot, but my parents treated every single person with 100% respect. And I think that was very powerful for people to feel so accepted for who they were.
I love them so much, and they're just so incredible, and they're just so giving and so happy, and they just really genuinely love everybody.
I wish them a lot of nachas from their children, their grandchildren, their great-grandchildren, and by extension, from all the families and the children of those families, and the grandchildren and the great-grandchildren of all the families that they've brought a step closer to each other.